lucky people. We get to watch two London Olympic gold medalists. These are two great pound-for-pound fighters, and this is an incredible heavyweight matchup.
I'm Phil. I'm very Phil.
It's an opportunity for me to work. This is my job. I'm just going to work. I'm not an easy fight for anyone.
Head movement! Head movement! Head movement!
Anthony, I'm coming for you.
I'm coming for you!
Anthony, how are you?
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, move! Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I'm coming for you!
And now,
What I suggest Anthony Joshua does, get his nuts out of Eddie Hearn's handbag and use them to gain respect in the heavyweight division.
You big bomb! Whoop, 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 whoop.
to this day!
My predictions for the Joshua Usyk fight. Usyk schools him, knocks him out in the championship rounds. So that's my prediction. Alright, so peace out. Have a great weekend, everybody.
So basically, where does this leave us then? Where does this leave us in the sport of boxing in the UK? Well, Tyson Fury is the heavyweight champion of the world, and he's got the Ring Magazine belt, and he's undefeated. So he's number one, isn't he? How many elite wins has Tyson Fury got on his record? Well, I say two. Vladimir and Wilder. I don't class Steve Cunningham as an elite win. But where does this leave Dillian Whyte now? AKA the Can Man. Anybody who wants it can get it. Where does it leave him now? Hey, where? He's in no man's land, isn't he now, Dillian Whyte? He's fighting Otto Wallin in a fight he could get beaten. Look what Otto Wallin did to Fury Power! Look what he did to him. So, is the problem with British coaches? Is it? Is it with British coaches? I'm not so sure, to be honest, but there is a problem because technically our fighters are not good enough. I mean, if you look at the British fighters that we've got at the moment, that we're all making a lot of noise about. Right. Who is there? Tyson Fury. Technically, yeah. He gets a tick. Other than Tyson Fury, who else is there? A lot of noise were made about Luke Campbell. Out of the 6 levels, look at Luke Campbell's record. What has he got on his record? He's got a Commonwealth title! That's it. Like Tommy Coyle is in the Tommy Coyle bracket, but yet he won an Olympic gold with ease. So who's at fault? Who is at fault? Is it the coaching? There's something got to be said, hasn't there? I mean, we've got them up there at the EIS. They're controlling everything, aren't they? It's a conveyor belt. But they're not turning out technicians. Tell me a surgeon in the UK other than Tyson Fury. That pains me to say that, but who else is a surgeon in the UK? Joshua Boazzi? No? You ain't going near Callum Johnson, frightened to death. So, where's the next surgeon in the UK? Who? Chris Eubank Jr.? Come on, he stepped up twice and got beat. He's there because of who his father is. And he's only got 4 wins over world champions, 4. But he's got 19 world title fights. So who was the other 15? Who? Conor Benn? Is he next? Conor Benn? He won't even fight Marku, will he? And he's undefeated. You know what I mean? So, but then again, if I were a promoter, I could get an ham sandwich to an undefeated record like that. So, I don't know. Conor Benn's only there because of who his father is. He's built up to be a roadman and he has improved, but come on. And as for Campbell Hatton, right, let me come to this, Campbell Hatton. Campbell Hatton last night never won a round in a 6-round fight, but the referee, a UK referee, A-Star, he gave it to Campbell Hatton, but he never won a round. How can that be? How can that be? He never won a round. Campbell Hatton never won a round last night, and the crowd booed. And he's had 4 fights now. So why is he on them cards? I'll tell you why he's on there. Because he's from Manchester. And they're hoping to piggyback on that Ricky Hatton bit of fame, aren't they, from back in the day. When Dennis Hobson used to take him to Vegas, and Dennis employed a band from Sheffield to go around Vegas banging this drum. There's only one Ricky Hatton, up and down the strip, to create that Hatton's Army's here. A good idea from Dennis, very innovative. A bit like when Dennis put Jamie McDonnell on at Donny Rovers ground against that Siege on it, and they had Chris Medley driving around in a Citroen Berlingo with one of them, "Go to the boxing tonight, World Championship boxing," you know, like what politicians use when it's vote Labour, vote Conservative. Go on, throw exit Conservative van. Going off key here, but going off at the script, but look, Campbell Hatton's never going to win a British title while he's got an hole in his arse. He looks like he don't want to be there, frightened to death. He shouldn't be nowhere near a boxing ring. He's a disaster waiting to happen, like Perry Howe. Campbell Hatton's a white collar level fighter. That's it. I don't want to hear about all this gym daddies and all this. He's a gym daddy. What, like Spencer Fearon? Everybody's a gym daddy, aren't they, if they can't do it in ring? Oh, you won't believe how he's performing in the gym. He just can't do it in front of lights. Look, there's 2 ways to look at it, right? You know, if you're a plasterer, you can either plaster or you can't. If you can't, you're going to be mixing plaster for plaster, aren't you? Plasterer will be on 200 a day, a good plasterer. You're going to be mixing it, you're going to be on 100 a day. Right. If you spray cars, you can spray cars. If you can't, you'll be valeting cars, won't you? Right. You can either fight, you're a fighter if you can fight. If not, you're going to be a white collar. There's no in-betweens with me, it's black or white. I don't want to hear any shit. I don't want to hear any rubbish. I watched that last night at my pals here, and I watched Campbell Hatton there, and shocking. Look, I've told you all before, I've said it now and I'll say it again. John Loosemore's fighter from Doncaster, Eddie Hardy. Remember that name, because he's the real deal. He smashed Campbell Hatton to bits, made him cry. Nobody mentions his name. Where's his deal with Matchroom? Eh? I don't even think he's turned pro yet, Eddie, actually, but I think he's at uni, but nobody mentions the kid, do they? What's Campbell Hatton's amateur career? 20 and 20 or something like that? What's that? Look, he's there because of who his father is. You know what I mean? His father's not my cup of tea anyway. His father were one of the most well-protected fighters. They got Costa Zoo at right time, didn't they? Just like McGuigan got Pedrosa at right time. Just like Tyson got Vladimir at the right time. When they were old men coming downhill. You know what I mean? Eddie Hearn tried to time it right, so Usyk were an old man coming downhill. They put all blocks in front of him. Chisora, we'll block him, Chisora. They did same with Luis Ortiz, didn't they? Joshua wouldn't even mention Luis Ortiz's name. Why is that? He was WBA interim champion. Eddie signed him. Why didn't Eddie upgrade him? He did Scott Quigg, didn't he? Why didn't he do it for Luis Ortiz? His fighter, because they were there as a blocker. That's all. He'd park him up. Clutch, reverse, park up, and break. They did it with Chisora. They put him in with Usyk. Thought, yeah, we'll sort this one out here. And Dillian Whyte, that's what he's there for. They're highly paid blockers. Who else had taken interest in Derek Chisora with all them losses he's got? He's talking like Scooby-Doo, as it is. So we have to look at the trainers. The trainers in the UK, in my opinion, they're not up to scratch. Robert McCracken's got the best facilities in the world. There's better facilities up there. I've been there. Better facilities than America at that EIS. It's a conveyor belt for Matchroom. All the facilities in the world, they're all training up there. Coley, Joshua, lottery funded for amateurs. What are they doing up there? Are they partying? What are they doing? Because they're not boxing, are they? Eh? They're not boxing. You know what I mean? I told everybody this before and I'll say it again. Hughie Fury against Joshua's an hard fight. Styles make fights. If you're not going to get hit and you're going to get picked off, what can you do? All I saw Joshua do last night was swing like that. As he was swinging, Usyk was like that. He was leaning back like that. He was having a drink of his shake. And then doing all this. Joshua was swinging, he looked like a mummy. Why didn't Kugan Cassius, when Kugan Cassius interviewed him, why didn't he say, Joshua, come on, you were hitting fresh air. It'd be interesting to see the stats, wouldn't it, the statistics about punches thrown and this and that and blah de blah. When I get them, I'm going to compare them to previous Joshua fights because I've got them all on file and I'm going to look. And I personally believe that he's at top of mountain and he's on his way down, and he has been for a while. In a poor era. Forget all this, he's had 13 pay-per-views. Not got an elite win. Look, go and watch the Beautiful Boxing podcast. Listen to Terry Chappendama. He nails it. The Boxing Asylum lads nail it. Not got an elite win. Not one. Not one elite win. None. It's always an angle to hold on to the title longer. Now, what we're going to have now is, we're going to have a rematch. They're talking about Easter, aren't they? We're going to have a rematch next Easter, right? So that's 2022 April. So then we've got Usyk Joshua. After that, it'll be October 2022, if he fights Fury then. But what if Joshua flukes a win against Usyk, or somebody goes over on an ankle, or there's a bad cut? Then it'll be Usyk Joshua, third one, won't it? It's like that film, innit? 48 hours. There's a second one, isn't there? Another 48 hours, then yet another 48 hours. It'll be like Expendables with Sylvester Stallone, won't it? Expendables 28 or something. The bottom line is this: boxing fans are not going to get Tyson Fury against Joshua. Not until probably, well, 2022 October. So we're 13 months now away from it, 12, 13 months. If at all. What if there's an injury? What if there's politics? We could be looking at 2023. Tyson Fury might be retired then and ready for a comeback. Who's looking out for boxing fans? Who? Who's looking out for us? Who? A lot of things that people have missed is, I'm not sure if I mentioned it earlier, that the bell went for round 12 and there were 6.5 seconds left on the clock. I'm not sure if the Asylum lads picked up on it last night, or any of my pals, Terry Rico, Ultratech, any of them guys. I'm not sure, but I think that 6.5 seconds would have made the difference between Joshua getting stopped or or getting through fight, because if Usyk stops him, there's no shouting, is there? But it looked to me like they stopped that fight 6 seconds early, and I want to know who the bellman is. Who was the bellman last night? Was he paid off? Well, Howard Foster paid off to get to have it by 2 rounds because it was a landslide. So who was the timekeeper last night? 6 seconds to go. Is it 6.5 seconds or something? Round 12, the biggest fight of the year, and the timekeeper's ringing bell. That's craziness, utter craziness. Was the fixing and were they hoping, let's just get him out of there and just hope that judges do us a favour? But like I said, Howard Foster, he couldn't go through with it. And even if he did give it to Joshua, the other two judges gave it to Usyk, and they were generous, weren't they? But what a fighter Alexander Usyk is. You know what I mean? I mean, we've got every fight is won, every belt is won on the road. He's 19-0 and he's more or less cleaned up in 2 divisions. He's got elite win after elite win after elite win on his record. I was telling my pal last night from Sheffield on the phone, I says, look, who's Joshua got as an elite win? Now you were trying to tell me Joshua wins. Well, who's he got as an elite win? Who? Usyk's got elite men on his record all the way through. Even in Olympics he will beating top guys. Joshua didn't beat anybody in Olympics who were a top guy. He were hoping for that hometown decision and that because he looks the part, he's the poster boy, isn't he? Look, here's some statistics here for you. Usyk threw 529 punches, he landed 148 and 28 were to body. Joshua threw 641, he landed 123 and 15 to body, so it was a clear win, wasn't it, even by them stats. And if you go through per round, and if you want to judge it by that, Usyk ran away with it. He ran away with it. Joshua 19%, 0.2, Usyk 28%, so he threw less, but he was more conservative with his punch output, but he was more accurate, wasn't he? He didn't waste punches. That's why it's called the sweet science. Joshua thought he could keep throwing and that, and he'd score points, but he was throwing and missing, which is like throwing twice, and hitting fresh air. He looked frightened to death. I bet his heart rate was going boom, 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 boom. Out of his depth. You know what it is, right? And this sounds awful because, you know, I'm not a professional boxer, am I? But I don't like bullshit. We've been sold, right? We've been sold a McLaren, right? We've been sold a McLaren. That's what we've been sold. Where I was flying about in yesterday. We've been sold a McLaren with Joshua, but do you know what? We've been sold a McLaren, but it's got a Vauxhall Vector engine in it, hasn't it? Do you know what I mean? A 3 litre Vauxhall Vector engine or a V6. You know, one of them that just keeps going. But head gasket's gone on it, 150,000 mile on clock. Unbelievable, but like I've just said, remember this video. That bell were rung with over 6 seconds left on that clock. We've got video evidence here. I might as well put it up, haven't I? Let's put it up so you can have a little look. Keep looking at that in corner. There you go. Over 6 seconds left on clock. I mean, so the fix were in, wasn't it? It was a bit like Vladimir, wasn't it, at Wembley? Everybody had Vladimir up, didn't they, going into round, to 11th round when he got stopped. Were it 11th? Everybody had Vladimir up. But Joshua stopped him, fair play. He won fair and square, but let me tell you this. The fix were in. The fix were in because them judges, they had it all to Joshua, didn't they? The fix were in, and the fix couldn't save him last night. They couldn't do it. Howard Foster couldn't bring himself to do it because he knew, didn't he? He knew. But Eddie won't be bothered. Eddie probably loves it because They get to avoid Fury and Wilder, don't they now? They've got another year before Joshua has to really face another elite guy. Wilder will put him into orbit, and Fury will take him to university. But they can pick up another 25 million in next fight. They picked up another 25 last night. That's 50 million. That's not bad work if you can get it, is it? For taking your money. Yeah, that's right. Your money. You know what I mean? Unbelievable, isn't it? That's boxing for you, isn't it? You know what I mean? Are we supposed to just take it on the chin? Yeah, we are, because that's what we do, don't we? We're long-suffering fans, aren't we? Eh? Can you imagine Liverpool and Man City not playing Champions League final? We don't want to play. We're not happy with wages. We're not happy with venue. We want to play with this type of ball. We want to wear these boots. Unbelievable, but let me just go through this quick card here. Marco against Prodan. Had Marco winning comfortably. Good luck to him. What judge had it? Was it 99-91 or something like that? He gave Marco 1 round. That judge, the Italian judge, he wants to send him back to Italy with his olive oil, so that's no good. Smith against Castillo. Let's turn this off. Smith against Castillo, Callum Smith. Callum Smith put him into orbit, but that were a mismatch. Why was Callum Smith, how can I explain it? Why were he in a tune-up fight like that? So, it's like I keep saying to people, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Sooner or later, somebody's going to get hurt. Touch wood they don't, but Callum Smith don't need to be in tune-up fights. He's just been Ring Magazine champion, hasn't he? You know what I mean? So, in his last fight, he was defending his belt, wasn't it? Ring Magazine belt. So that were a bad mismatch, terrible, and I hope that kid's alright. Hatton Martinez, that's the biggest robbery that I think I've seen since the Lewis Ritson one with Terry O'Connor. Yeah, you, Terry O'Connor. Yeah, you. We know about you, don't we, Terry? That's the worst one I've seen since then. Akoli against that guy whose name I can't pronounce. That were another dangerous gimme fight. I mean, how's that guy in a world title fight? He were a white collar fighter. Shocking. So Callum Smith and Akoli, they were given gifts against people that were fighting for chump change. Let me tell you this, chump change. That's what that was last night. Chump change. People who've been getting comments on YouTube and in press and had plenty to say for themselves. John Fury's had plenty to say for himself last week. Spencer Fearon and Dave Allen. Sky wheeled Dave Allen out, didn't they? On strength of what? Expert analysis. Dave Allen's not won a belt in boxing. Spencer Fearon, he's been wheeled out. I saw him on DAZN in a pub doing interviews. Good old Spencer Fearon. How could we cope without him? He's not won a belt in boxing. Big John Fury's not won a belt in boxing. And Dave Allen's not won a belt in boxing. Fearon's an MTK analysis guy. Dave Allen's a Fight Zone analysis guy. And Big John Fury's an analysis guy for BT Sport. Only belt between them all is a snake belt. So, I mean, where do we go from here? It's like having non-league footballers being pundits on Sky Sports for the Champions League final, isn't it? You know, on build-up to the final that week. So, you know what I mean? It's craziness, utter craziness. But what can you do? What can you do? Tommy Fury's been saying that £1 million quid's not a lot of money in the scope of things, and that they're going to have to get the money right for him to fight Jake Paul. I thought that Tommy Fury were running about saying that he wants to be a world champion. I think I've got video footage of that somewhere. Tommy Fury, I want to be a world champion, I want a legacy. It's about belts for me. Well, he's been offered £1 million and they're wanting 10 million. He's a 7-0 novice. Go learn your craft, Tommy. You know what I mean? DAZN BT Sport talk over. What do I think to that? Well, I'll believe it when I see it, so let's see some action. Actions speak louder than words. Personally, I think it's a smoke screen now, looking at the facts, but we're going to see, aren't we? Anthony Joshua playing chess with Adam Smith. I think that's Adam Smith's last roll of the dice to get into Joshua's head. But when it got to it last night, when he was commentating, Adam Smith didn't do Joshua any favours. If Joshua had been signed to Sky, Adam Smith would have been coming out, oh, it's a close fight, and oh, it could go either way. But at the end of the fight, they threw Joshua under a bus. That probably tells you that he's going to be a DAZN fighter. Babbitt against Lucas Brown, I don't want to see. It's a dog with fleas with shit on the fucking dog poo. That's what that fight is. Canelo against Callum Plant. That incident that they had, in my opinion, that was set up. So that was a set up. Gareth A. Davis, I don't even want to talk to you. You need to hand yourself in. And you know what I'm on about. And hand that laptop in. Dillian Whyte against Otto Wallin. Is that another tune-up fight for Dillian Whyte? Maybe. But where does Dillian Whyte go? He's like the spare part man. So, Dillian Whyte against Otto Wallin. In my opinion, Dillian Whyte against Otto Wallin is not a very good fight, but Dillian Whyte will get paid for it, won't he? But it's another fight with Dillian Whyte not being a European champion and not being a world champion, not even fought for a European or a world. But he's walking about like he's a roadman killer. Who's his best win, Dillian Whyte? Oh, has he got an elite win on his record? No. Has he got Euro level guy wins on his record? Yeah, Parker, Euro level, life and death. Derek Chisora. You couldn't say Derek were Euro level then, so Parker's probably his best win on paper. Callum Smith, we spoke about him, haven't we? How many more tune-up fights for him? How many more tune-up fights for Dillian Whyte? How many more tune-up fights for Conor Roadman Killer Ben? Well, how many more? Would you put Conor Ben in with David Evanesian? No, why not? Because he gets put into orbit. He gets put into orbit. He gets took into deep end and drowned. So, haven't we learned anything? Haven't we learned anything from these fighters that keep taking tune-up fights but getting certain promoters to big them up as proper fighters? For example, Billy Joe Saunders. How many fights did Billy Joe Saunders have that were like tune-up fights, gimme fights, tick-over fights, but they were world title fights? Loads, weren't there? What happened when he got put in with Canelo? He was found wanting. He embarrassed himself. Kell Brook, he's another one. Showed a lot of promise, but he was fighting Jojo Dan, Kevin Bizier, Frankie Gavin, people like that. Going from people like that to Errol Spence and Golovkin and fights like that. Well, who's matching these kids? Somebody's going to get hit. Well, they have been getting it, haven't they? They've been saying they're getting the faces smashed in, haven't they? Well, I know Kell Brooks did get smashed in, but Billy Joe's getting smashed in. Jury's still out on that because we've not seen x-rays, have we? If Billy wants to be transparent on social media, get them x-rays up. Let's have a look, Billy. So, but I think Dave Allen's got bigger balls than all these, because at least he got in with Ortiz, didn't he? And Tony Yoka, Olympic gold medalist, and big David Price, big fighting man with a big punch. But I mean, I've heard David Price is coming back. Who wants to see him come back? Every time David Price's name's mentioned by boxing people, all they say is, yeah, last thing you lose is your power. Well, what about his chin? He's been iced 7 times. David Price has been put on Jupiter 7 times. 7 times. Somebody needs to save this man from himself. He needs to stick to plumbing. I've heard he's a good plumber. So that's how I look at it. So Dave Allen against Babic, do I want to see that? Well, what would that be? Would that be like the two Ronnies or Morecambe and Wise? Would it be a laugh, that? I'm not sure what it would be, but would it be two social media men going at it? Two Twitter boxers? I don't know, but Dave's hovering around Sky, so good luck to him. If he shafts Dennis, well, that's boxing, isn't it? Because Dennis has shafted him first chance he got. So that's just how it goes, isn't it? But I'm sure Dennis will get a drink off it. He loves a drink, don't you, Dennis? I know you're watching. Let's have a look. Fury's called out Wilder for trilogy. Joshua twice. Dillian Whyte, and then Derek Chisora in his 5th fight, and then he's going to retire. Look, lies. Look, these people just talk just to get PR out there. That's my opinion. What next for Hughie Fury and his dad Peter? If they lose against Hammer, I don't know where they go. If they lose against Hammer, in my opinion, Hughie has to stop Hammer to make a statement on Sky. If it's a stinky fight, I don't know, but I think Hughie's training to knock him out, so, and he's got the tools to be world champion. I know people keep going on and on about me. Oh, you're only saying that because you like him. Yeah, I do like him, but he can fight and he's got skills to burn and he don't get nailed. He's never been down in his career as a pro in the ring. So good luck to him. What next for Sam Jones and Frankenstein's monster, Joe Joyce? I don't know, but looking at that fight last night, Joe Joyce runs through Joshua, punches him upside down, puts him on the moon. He puts him on the moon with Dillian Whyte. When Dillian Whyte went to moon with NASA, Dillian Whyte went to moon, didn't he, after he fought Povetkin first time. Apollo mission 2020, wasn't it? So I've had a fantastic weekend in Essex and Kent, and I hope you've had a great weekend. What a time to be alive, eh? Joshua took to school, eh? But they've got a rematch. You know why? Because boxing's bent. They've got a rematch on a mandatory. It's a mandatory fight, and it's a rematch. Why is that? Why can't Usyk go defend against anybody? That's what boxing's about, isn't it? Getting to number 1 position and defending. And so and winning belt and then going and defending who you want to fight. Joshua should go to bottom at queue, he's been beat. So that's about it really. Thank you for liking and subscribing, leaving a comment. Press the button down below, $5.99. There's over 70 videos now on the members area, 71 in fact, you've got an extra one. Alright, so peace out, keep on trucking, keep sporting boxing. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Big shout out to all them people who are backing the channel, and you know who you are. And those who don't back the channel no more, what can you do? Hit the turf, skids. Peace out. Right, here we go. Are you ready? Best magic trees in world, them. Angel cake. Right, wish me luck. No worries, mate. Hope you're well. Yeah, you're welcome on channel. You're welcome on channel anytime you want, lad. Alright. Yeah, you couldn't make it up, mate, that last night. Fucking scrubbers running up and down corridor, mate, 3 AM. Fucking Basildon, innit? Oops. Ah, top rough it.